The People's Court today at 4:30.
Chief, are you sure you don't mind being seen in public with a suspended police officer?
I'd rather be seen with you here than at police headquarters. You spend too much time there for a guy off the payroll.
Force of habit. Besides, I've got nothing better to do.
Get yourself a hobby.
Catching crooks is my hobby, just like it is yours.
Well, I wish you were doing that right now. I don't like the suspension any more than you do.
I know you're on my side, Chief.
I can't afford to lose a good officer, even for a couple of weeks.
Chief, if I were reinstated, would you put me on that Raven Whitney problem?
How could I? It's only a problem now. It isn't a legitimate case. It won't be that until we hear from her.
We can't wait till we hear from her. We gotta find her now before something worse happens.
You want to tell me where to begin looking?
Well, I don't know. Oh, I do know what I'd do if I were in your shoes.
What's that?
I'd put out an APB.
On Raven?
No. On Smiley Wilson.
I'm gonna have your badge for this, believe me. Why are you bringing me here?
I want to show you something, Mrs. Whitney. You can see for yourself. Watch your step. Take a look.
Oh, God.
Joke, Mrs. Whitney. This is some kind of joke.
Jinx Avery Mallory?
Didn't you know? They were married.
So she is dead.
Let's go.
I killed her.
Mrs. Whitney?
The Edge of Night is brought to you by Spick and Span. Spick and Span, it helps your floor show its true colors. And by new formula Era, a new combination of powerful cleaners concentrated into 1/4 cup.
Chocolate sauce, soaked in. Motor oil, seeped in. Collis oil, ground in. Unless you clean the dirts that go all the way through, your whole wash isn't clean. That's why we invented Era. Era has the power of cleaners for deep down dirt, for soaked in grease, for seeped in oil, for ground in collis oil. Penetrating cleaners concentrated to put more cleaning power on the stain. Watch Era clean all the way through these 3 layers of tough stains. Put a teaspoon of Era only on the top. Its power penetrates. Rub, run under warm water, and look. Era cleaned all the way through. And when you get the tough stains clean, your whole wash is clean. Era cleans all the way through.
Howdy! Another new floor?
Hi, Minnie. No, this tile's the color my floor is supposed to be.
Well, looks like dirt's got all scuffed in.
And dulled its true colors.
To show your floor's true colors, clean it with Spick and Span.
Spick and Span on my no-wax floor?
Works great. Ground-in dirt can dull your floor, hide its true colors. But nothing cleans better than Spick and Span. It cleans deep into crevices and lifts out scuffed-in dirt.
But is it safe for my floor?
Why, sure. No liquid cleaner's safer.
Great. Spick and Span will make my floor look new again.
Nothing can do that. But it will get it the truest color it can be.
That's the floor I fell in love with.
Told you. Spick and Span helps your floor show its true colors.
I know. Come on, please don't go yet. It isn't even late.
That's right, Gavin. At least stay a little while and tell us what you thought about the Endicotts and their art expert friend.
Well, I'll tell you what I think. I think the man doesn't know what he's talking about.
Oh, because he said the portrait was by a minor painter?
No, I thought he was very unpleasant about the whole thing. I mean, after all, I don't think the portrait is worthless.
You didn't say the portrait was worthless, Jody.
Well, whatever. I don't think the Endicotts agree with him.
Well, how could they? They've been offered $10,000 for it.
In fact, they think it's worth even more than that.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't mention it, but the last time I spoke to Endicott about the painting, when I returned his check, he said that the buyer was willing to go as high as 15, maybe even 20.
No wonder they gave that man a dirty look. Did you notice that?
Yeah, I did, but I didn't think it was because of his saying anything about the painting being worthless. I thought it was more about his remark about the inscription on the cameo.
Eridu?
Yeah, what was it he said?
Well, he said that he didn't think it had anything to do with the Garden of Eden, that it had to do with someplace else.
The Republic of Eden.
Republic of Eden, right.
And quite frankly, I've never even heard of the place.
Well, I have, except, well, I don't know. It's hard to keep track of all the new countries on the map these days.
You know, I wonder if we could look that up in the encyclopedia. All I can recall about it is it was once part of the British Commonwealth, but it got its own independence, 10 or 12 years ago, I think.
Didn't somebody say that this portrait is in a sort of English style?
Yeah, I think Endicott might have. Here it is. Look at this. Well, not much of an entry. Eden, Republic of Island country in the Western Mediterranean. Originally a French possession. It was taken over by the English in 1560. Rumored to be a haven for the pirate Barbarossa. A revolution in 1794 brought the monarchy of King Alexis to power, but his rule was overthrown in 1845 when the Republic of Eden was established. Population under 1 million. Other stuff here about agriculture and so forth.
I didn't hear any mention of Eridu.
Oh, Barclay Foster said that's an old nickname for the Republic of Eden.
Yeah, we'll take a more comprehensive article than this one to find that out.
Jody, is it possible that your mother was from this place originally?
No, as far as I know, my mother was born in this country.
Well, what about her parents?
Well, I honestly don't know. I mean, she never really talked about the family.
No mention of grandmother, grandfather?
Nothing at all. Can I see that book for a second?
Yeah, sure. Here.
Thanks. Where is it? Up there. Boy, it really is a dot on the map. I never even noticed it before.
Well, I wouldn't spend too much time worrying about it. I'm sure it's not too important.
No, I wouldn't have thought so either. Except for,
Except for what?
well, except for the look on the faces of the Endicotts.
Look, Chief, I'm not sure if I should be telling you this, but I'm not about to wait around for Balducci and his boys to prove my innocence.
What does that mean?
It means I'm going to try and do something about it.
Hey, you just wait a second, Tyler. You're not going to do anything to interfere with this investigation
Wait
in any way.
a minute. I didn't say anything about interfering. I'm just going to get involved with a young lady by the name of Poppy Johnson.
She is the key witness. Whatever you do would look like coercion.
Oh, come on. I wouldn't do anything like that any more than I would beat up a 98-pound weakling named Sammy Wheaton.
Yeah, I guess I know that.
Oh, thanks for that anyway.
Look, what do you think you can get out of her? She's already proved whose side she's on.
I don't know. I'm not so sure of that. Not yet, anyway.
You think Eddie Lorimer put her up to that false testimony?
Could be. He's her boss. Maybe he put her job on the line.
A job like that's not worth keeping.
Okay, I don't know. Maybe she has a family to support her or something. Anyway, I just think I can get her on my side.
By using what? Your masculine appeal?
That's what it takes.
Didn't hear any of this conversation.
Hey, Chief. Tyler.
Calvin.
Sorry to interrupt your happy hour, gentlemen.
So you decided to join us?
No, I'm still on duty. That's how I managed to be around to get this report. I brought it down because I thought it would interest you. Both of you, as a matter of fact.
What is it?
It's a report of a shooting on the waterfront in New York. 3 men involved.
Why would a New York shooting get reported here in Monticello?
Well, one of the victims is a resident of Monticello. They wanted some information, so they called us.
You mind if I listen in on this? I mean, as a temporary civilian.
Well, actually, I think it'll be of particular interest to you, since I think it involves Raven Whitney.
Raven? How?
Well, this shooting took place in the offices of a place called Far Out Travel Agency, which is owned by a known criminal by the name of Wolfie Thorne.
What kind of a travel agency is run by a criminal?
Oh, just what you'd imagine. He gets people out of the country.
You think that she was using their services?
Yeah, well, I don't know, but listen to this. 3 men were shot with the same gun. Gun found on the premises actually belonged to Thorne himself.
Are they all dead?
No. 2 of them are dead. Thorne's still alive, although he's critical. One of the men dead's name is Al Collins. He was Thorne's partner. The other was a police officer, or at least so they thought.
What do you mean, so they thought?
Turns out he had on a phony uniform and was carrying a phony gun.
Phony cop with a phony gun. That sounds like that joke you were involved in.
Sure does.
Exactly. I'm afraid Hector Wilson hadn't had enough of playing his game.
Hector Wilson?
Yeah, that's right. They identified him. That's why they called us.
What was he doing in New York?
Well, we don't know for sure, but I don't think it's too hard to figure out.
Obviously after Raven.
Yeah, they probably figured she was trying to blow the country.
Well, was there any word on Raven?
There's nothing in the report. That's all I can tell you.
So, somebody finally has been killed as a result of this practical joke.
Yeah, except it wasn't the victim. It turned out to be one of the jokers.
The hotter things are, the better the lady likes them. That's why the lady uses Tickle. Tickle antiperspirant in 4 fabulous fragrances. Tickle.
I do one thing. I race to win. And at 250 miles per hour, I have to concentrate on being the best. Just like Kentucky Fried Chicken. They concentrate on chicken, cooked up fresh to split-second timing with the Colonel's special touch. That's how Kentucky Fried Chicken got to be #1. And it tastes so good.
It's the only time Mom's never in a hurry to finish first.
Kentucky Fried Chicken, we do chicken right.
Your plane was early? Why didn't you give me a call from the airport? I would have come and picked you up like we'd planned. Okay, listen, I don't mean to overreact. I'm sorry. I'm just very anxious to see you, Val, that's all. But you're right. Best way to cure the jet lag is to sleep right through it. So, why don't I let you get some rest, and I'll give you a call first thing in the morning, okay? No, I promise I will. Okay, and by the way, welcome home. Okay, bye, Val.
Was that Valerie?
Yep, she's home safe and sound. She's a little tired. She's been traveling for 36 hours.
Ah, did she say anything about her trip?
Only that she had so much exposed film in her luggage, she was afraid that she'd overload the plane.
Oh, dear. Well, we have to get together as soon as she feels up to it.
Yeah, sure. Well, wait. All of us?
All right, I know. Okay, we'll let you see her first. I know that you have some very important business to discuss with her.
Yes, I do have important things to talk to her about. I just wish that she had sounded happier on the phone, that's all.
It just might be fatigue.
Yeah, I guess so. Or maybe her trip didn't turn out exactly the way that she thought it was going to.
I'm not so sure I really know what that was all about.
Well, when Val went away, Nancy, it wasn't really a vacation. It was just a trip to put some space between herself and Monticello, that's all. It was what she called a thinking things through session.
I see.
I certainly hope that she knows her own mind better now than she did when she left.
Does it have anything to do with you, Kelly?
Yeah, I guess so. Me and her mixed-up feelings for Jim Dietrichson, and, oh, yeah, there was one other problem, which you and Mike are already aware of, that mysterious lady that kept bugging her for so long.
Oh, yes. I remember her. Her name was Livy something or other, and she said she was a friend of Schuyler Whitney's?
Right. Libby Webster.
Webster.
Well, the problem is that Libby Webster has a friend who looks exactly like Sky Whitney. How did Val refer to him as the dead ringer for the dead man in town? I saw a couple photographs of him. The resemblance is really incredible. Well, evidently, before she took her trip, he had been over to her apartment several times, identified himself as Sky Whitney, and then asked her to help him prove it.
So you know about him, too?
Yeah.
It's Geraldine who told Mike and me about him. I didn't realize that Valerie was involved with him.
Yeah, well, he was evidently making her very nervous. That's just one more reason why she took her trip.
Well, this gets more and more curious as time goes by. I'd love to see this double.
Well, my guess is he's just another fake trying to muscle in on the Whitney millions.
Kelly, fake or genuine, it's a terrific story.
Uh-oh. I see the bloodhound instinct coming out on you
I
again.
do report the news, Kelly. Now, this is much too interesting to ignore. Now, how do I get to meet this reincarnation?
More coffee?
Yes, thank you.
Wasn't there a young lady sitting here a few minutes ago?
Yes, there was. I'm afraid I gave her indigestion.
Excuse me. Didn't we meet at Valerie Bryson's studio once?
Yes, I believe we did.
Isn't your name Diedrichson, Jim Diedrichson?
Yes, it is.
Sit down, will you please? I'd like to have a few words with you.
Nefertiti.
Cleopatra! Right!
Oh, you're good at charades, Pam.
And now she's great at coffee.
Oh.
Great coffee is easy, Mrs. Olson. You said Folgers would prove it.
Sure, Folgers is different, a special blend. Best I've tasted.
Mountain grown?
That means great flavor because it's the richest kind of coffee.
Honey?
Yes. Sounds like oh, more Folgers coffee!
Great coffee's easy, and Mountain Grown Folgers proves it.
Lettuce, turkey, almonds, and shrimp.
Sure there's room?
Bet of course.
I'll get the oil.
Heavy oil on this?
Crisco oil's light.
Looks light. Well, how's it taste?
No oil tastes lighter. Here.
No heavy, oily taste. This dressing makes my salad great.
Yeah. Lucky there was room for it.
Crisco oil. For salads that taste delicious with no heavy, oily taste.
What a mess. My grandmother had a secret. She squeezed lemons to get dishes clean.
I don't need to do that now. For a lemon fresh clean, I use lemon fresh Joy.
Joy smells so lemony.
And for this mess, Joy's thick suds give a lemon fresh clean right down to the shine.
Gorgeous shine.
Like your grandmother's?
Maybe. Even better.
Try Lemon Fresh Joy for a lemon fresh clean that shines.
Listen, I don't think I know very much about your relationship with Valerie, Mr. What's your name?
I have a bit of a problem there. Whenever I tell people what my name is, they have a tendency not to believe it.
Try me.
Okay. You didn't know the man who called himself Sky Whitney, did you?
No, but I know his wife, Raven Whitney.
Did you ever see a photograph of him?
Yeah, I saw it in a newspaper a long time ago. You have an amazing resemblance to him. Are you a relative?
Yes, in a way, we're very closely related.
That doesn't explain why you're talking to me.
It has to do with something that Valerie told me, and I have a feeling that you might just resent this question.
Well, I'm beginning to resent this conversation.
It has to do with a namesake of yours in Switzerland.
Ah, yes. I had a feeling this was going to come up. Look, I'm sorry, Mr. Whatever your name is, but I don't know a thing about him. All I know is that he took my name, and he stole my autobiography, and I haven't even written it yet.
What do you mean?
Look, the only reason I'm sitting here talking to you is because you're a friend of Val's. What did she say about me?
Something about having been deceived before by someone's identity and not wanting to have it happen again.
Yeah, I deceived her. It was just to find out what was going on. I didn't mean to hurt her. You said something about a second deception? Is that yours?
All I want to know about is this man who called himself Jim Diedrichson, the one that Valerie met in Lucerne. Where is he?
Sorry, I can't help you, mister. Excuse me.
Look, what do you want me to say? I've told you about Valerie, that she was dating this guy, Jeff Brown, behind Sky Whitney's back.
But I'm sure she was doing more than that. And if you knew the whole truth, you would too.
What whole truth?
I say Valerie and Jefferson Brown were conspiring together.
To do what?
To steal a fortune.
You've got to be kidding.
Do you think Valerie's incapable of such a thing?
Her father had plenty of money. He ran this clinic in Lucerne.
There's quite a difference between being well off and being a multi-millionaire, isn't there?
You're crazy. If Val is so rich, why is she running a photo studio?
She may simply have been outfoxed by the clever Mr. Brown.
He was a cutie, all right. He was always talking about getting rich, but I never saw him pick up a check.
He let his friend Schuyler pay for everything. And then one day, Jefferson Brown picked up the whole Whitney fortune.
Okay. Now you have lost me, Libby. Hazel, I'm going to tell you something that you mustn't mention to another living soul. Schuyler Whitney and Jefferson Brown were in a plane crash in the Alps. I knew that. But what you don't know is that Jefferson Brown assumed that his friend was dead. Or even more likely, he engineered the crash to kill him. Oh, do you know what you're saying? Then he proceeded with the rest of his plan. He went to a certain clinic in Lucerne where he had his face altered to look exactly like somebody else. You mean Sky Whitney?
And he planned the whole thing with Valerie during those chummy hours together in San Moritz. You do think it's possible, don't you?
Yes. Knowing Valerie, I certainly do.
So, how was the cocktail party?
Oh, it was okay, I guess. The Endicott's really aren't my kind of people. I prefer low-life types, like you. Hey, what's the matter? You look terrible.
Feel really rotten.
Did you catch a bug?
I caught a teletype. Bad news from New York, Gavin. Hector Wilson's dead.
Hector? You're kidding.
Nope. I guess he died playing the game. The game. You know, the one to which I refer, the one that we're all involved in.
I don't know what you mean.
They found him dead in a phony policeman's uniform with a phony gun.
Oh, my God. Well, what's this mean, Calvin?
It means that this game has gotten very serious. Deadly serious. Damn it. You know, I wish I had had the good sense that you had and gotten out of this whole thing from the very beginning.
Oh, what about Raven? Was she involved?
We don't know for sure, but she must have been. Why else would he be in New York? Probably bird-dogging her for his brother Smiley.
This really hit you hard, didn't it?
I just wish I could turn back the whole calendar, Gavin.
But Calvin, you didn't mean Raven any real harm.
Oh, yes, I did. I enjoyed it. I mean, it actually felt good after what she did to me and to Star and to Dee Dee. Only now, I would give anything short of my badge just to get her back here alive.
Butch. Here, Butch.
What's going on there?
It's Butch, Ed. You feed him nothing but bargain brand.
So?
He deserves mainstay dog food.
But bargain brands are cheap.
Mainstay is low in price, but you get more than you bargain for.
Most bargain brands don't add all of Mainstay's supplemental vitamins and nutrients. And Mainstay has 100% of everything adult dogs need.
Butch, but Mainstay.
Yep, with Mainstay you get more than you bargained for.
Amy McVeigh keeps her brown bottle of Lysol brand disinfectant in the linen closet, behind an old hot water bottle and a box of Epsom salt. Too bad, because every day Lysol could be disinfecting and deodorizing the bathroom bowl. Could be cutting down on germs in her wash, even in cold water, and killing household germs, including germs that cause odors. Where's your brown bottle of Lysol?
The baby's room's where I always used it.
Find it.
Wednesday.
And Crystal?
It's the start of a hot new romance.
I know I'm gonna like it here.
An old case of revenge.
We all have debts to settle, Blake.
And a devious ex-wife.
He's a private investigator.
All on Dynasty.
Tomorrow at 10, 9 Central and Mountain on ABC.
Calvin, you don't know for sure if Raven isn't okay.
Gavin, there were 3 men shot in that room. 2 of them are dead. At least the owner's hanging on.
That doesn't mean Raven is dead. Maybe she never even showed up.
Look, she was there. The cops found a fake passport on the guy's desk with a description that perfectly matches hers.
Maybe she's already on a boat to South America or someplace.
Right, without the passport.
Yeah, I guess you have a point there.
And I just hope she didn't get there before Hector.
You said earlier that Hector was bird dogging for his brother. What's that mean?
Didn't I tell you? Smiley has been chasing Raven all over the country trying to get the money she's got with her. She's carrying $20 million in negotiable bonds. He probably sent Hector to New York to head her off.
Yeah, but Raven's been able to dodge Smiley so far. Maybe she dodged Hector, too.
Yeah, well, maybe. I hope so.
And if she does escape and she makes it home safe and sound?
Then what do you think is going to happen?
I don't know.
Well, think about it, Sonny. She's going to wreak her revenge on everyone involved.
Well, I guess she has a right to be sore.
She certainly has the right. I can imagine what it's going to do to Cliff's practice, to Mitzi's job, and to this, pal. I just hope she gets found soon.
Why is America frying with pure Western oil?
Crispy outside,
but juicy inside. That's why I fry with pure Western oil.
Crispy outside, but juicy inside.
That's why I fry with pure Western oil.
No oil is purer than Western, so nothing gets in the way of that crispy, juicy taste.
crispy outside, but juicy inside. Crispy, juicy.
That's why America fries with pure Western oil.
Victoria, darling, my heart.
Stop, camera. Wash the suit.
Wash the suit?
It's the Hager washable suit in fabrics of Dacron, made a new way to be machine washed and dried.
And action.
Victoria, my...
Cut. I don't believe it.
Hager washable suits and separates are guaranteed to keep their great looks and fit for their normal life or your money back. Guaranteed wash after wash after wash.
Tonight on Three's Company, it's a crazy comedy of errors when Terry thinks Jack's dating a married woman. Then Monroe turns an important dinner into a turkey when he shows up with a live bird, and that gets too close for comfort. Then Jonathan is plunged into a world of darkness, blinded by a psychopath who stalks him to kill him. On Heart to Heart, tonight on ABC.